Hey everybody, my name is Forbes Riley, and I'm an American actress and a TV host. And I was delighted when I got my copy of Missing, which is Extraordinary Relation of Ordinary People based on a real life relationship. It's well written. It's amazing. You know, it talks about a man who has lost his wife and his daughter, and it's very well done. I'm going to highly recommend that you go get your copy of Missing. It is a powerful, exciting read. Mr. Mian Moshe Zia. He is the author of Missing. And I want to give a big shout out and a kiss all the way halfway around the world to my dear friend. Check him out at Mia's website. It's called www.miamotionzea.com. Missing, available on Amazon. Again, I'm Forbes Riley, and I will see you again soon. Bye-bye.
The Mike Wagner Show is powered by Sonic Web Studios. If you're looking to start or upgrade your online presence, visit www.sonicwebstudios.com for all of your online needs. Sonic Web Studios specializes in custom web design, app development, social networking, search engine optimization, domain registration, email marketing, online stores, and more. Since our birth, we have been designing and developing immaculate websites and providing web solutions which are a cut above the rest. As a leading web designing enterprise, we have a team of extremely talented web designers who are well-focused and have the experience of working on multiple web developing platforms such as PHP, Magento, custom WordPress, and more. Sonic Web Studios has been helping businesses of all kinds, whether big, small, established, or startup, impress their audiences with exemplary web solutions. We don't just create beautiful and functional websites. We give you a complete online solution with the main goal of enhancing your yearly revenues. We aim to give your business the online exposure and brand acknowledgement that will help you in achieving increased conversions leading to profitable sales. Call 1-800-303-3960 or visit us online at www.sonicwebstudios.com to get started today. Mention the Mike Wagner Show and get 20% off your project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level.
Hi, this is Mia Mosinzia, also known as Mia No Time for Love. Check out my latest book, Missing, Extraordinary Relation of Ordinary People, based upon a real-life relationship, available in print and ebook formats on Amazon. Do read it. I'm sure you'll love it. It's www.miamosinzia.com and www.amazon.com/Mia
It's now time for the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. The Mike Wagner Show can be heard on Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, YouTube, iTunes, Anchor FM, Radio Public, and the MikeWagnerShow.com. Mike brings you great guests and interesting people from all across the globe. So sit back, relax, and enjoy another great episode of the Mike Wagner Show.
Hey everybody, it's Mike from the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Looking at a professional website without breaking your budget? Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs that blow the competition away. Call today, 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960. Or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show, get 20% off your first project. Sonic Web Studios, take your image to the next level. Also, check out the latest novel by well-known award-winning author Mian Moshe Zia of No Time for Love, called Missing, an extraordinary relationship between two ordinary people based on real-life events that go through 4 countries, 2 strangers, and 1 target, where truth is an illusion and the ones you love will be the first to go missing. Check out the book on Amazon and other retailers, available on all formats today. Also, the Mike Wagner Show can be heard on the MikeWagnerShow.com and on over 30 podcast platforms, including Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Also on Anchor FM, iTunes, Google Play, Apple, Amazon, and Audible. And coming soon to Podbean, Buzzsprout, Pandora, and TuneIn. Heard worldwide on Geo7, Radio Public, Himalayan, and more. Take the Mike Wagner Show on any mobile device. Subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel. And follow the Mike Wagner Show on Instagram and Twitter today. We're here with a wonderful author who's been around the world. She worked for several Fortune 500 companies and now a CEO of a medical devices company. She's got a new book out about a young female reporter vowing to get revenge on a rich, evil man who forced her family into poverty and works as a sex slave. And she embraces the women's empowerment movement while fighting corruption, and also She has a very, very powerful story to get out there and live, ladies and gentlemen, from the Plus Studios, somewhere along the East Coast, travels around because of the COVID. Ladies and gentlemen, the very, very talented author of What the Girl to Do, Kumari Kanchanji. Kumari, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thanks for joining us today.
Hello, Mike. It's nice to be in your show. It's such a pleasure.
And it's a pleasure to have you as well, too. So you work as a CEO you've worked for several Fortune 500 companies. You're a CEO of a medical devices company. You have a new book out called What the Girl to Do When Life Throws a Curveball. And we're not talking baseball, by the way, folks. And we'll talk about what's that about. And you also support the women's empowerment movement and help fight corruption. And it's a mystery thriller about a determination of a young woman reporter. We'll talk about that. And before we get into all that, tell us how you first got started, Kumari.
Oh, Mike, it's an interesting story of my life, I think. My life has always been and is just whelmed with work. Never enough time. I'm always armed with long list of things to do.
Mm-hmm.
Writing has been one of them, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Though writing has been my passion for as long as I can remember, I seldom had enough time or moments or hours in a day that would allow me to sit down and pen the stories my mind weaved or complete the stories I had started. Most were left unfinished in my desk drawers. The Welsh poet William Davies wrote these lines in his famous poem, which became famous. What is this life, if full of care? We have no time to stand and stare. How right he is. I'm sure many of us don't have the time to stand and stare. I know. I don't. I certainly don't.
Mm-hmm.
After obtaining my MBA in finance and marketing, I became busy building my career with corporate America. My writing had to take backseat to my ambition. At that time, I was determined to rise up the corporate ladder and grab the corner suite as soon as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Things were going swimmingly well.
Mm-hmm.
I was meeting the goals I had set for myself. Still, the thought that I must pursue writing remained in my subconscious mind always.
Mm-hmm.
So suddenly, one day, I decided to quit my job. I started my own company, hoping that I would have time to devote to my passion of writing as well. Ironically, starting my own company made me busier than ever before.
Mm-hmm.
It was because of the life-saving medical product line I had selected to market.
Mm.
There was a personal reason behind the selection. But anyways, the product was automated external defibrillators.
Hmm.
Interesting. It is a device deployed to save the life of a person when he or she suffers a sudden cardiac arrest.
Mm-hmm.
Sudden cardiac arrest is a condition in which the heart suddenly and unexpectedly stops beating. This is usually results from an electrical malfunction in the heart that disrupts its pumping action. If this happens, the blood stops flowing to the brain and other vital organs. Sudden cardiac arrest is usually fatal if it is not treated within minutes. Do you know that sudden cardiac arrest can happen to anyone, anywhere, anytime?
Mm-hmm. And it can happen to one of us, too, including yours truly. It's like you never know these days.
Oh, my goodness, you have to be careful.
Yes, very careful. And thank you for reminding our listeners, too. We have to be careful out there these days. So
we have to be careful. We have to be cautious. Take care of ourselves. Eat right. Exercise.
Mm. And what else? I'm drinking coffee at the same time. I'm trying to keep myself awake here and not just the interview, but I just want to make sure I'm still alive just for you here and everybody.
Don't go to sleep. I have a lot to tell you today.
I am all ears.
Oh, my goodness. So sudden cardiac arrest, as we know, kills twice as many people every year as colon, breast, and prostate cancers combined.
Wow.
The published statistics state that sudden cardiac arrest kills over 350,000 people every year in the US alone. So when I realized many people's lives could be saved if a defibrillator was available and people knew about it, I made it my mission to spread the information.
Mm-hmm.
To make everyone aware that every place where people live, work, or worship should have a life-saving device, the automated external defibrillator.
Mm-hmm. And where can we find the your defibrillator at, and how long has it been on the market, and where can we find it?
Defibrillators are available online. Defibrillators are available in stores. You can buy in one of my stores. And I mean, it is called Automated External Defibrillator, AED.
Okay.
Which, yeah. So it is like a little machine the size of a computer, which can be used by anyone, anywhere, anytime, with little instructions, or it does give instructions on its own. It tells a person how to use it, how to put the charge on the body of the person who has had a sudden cardiac arrest, and press a button, and it gives an electrical shock, and it revives the heart. And they say 65% of the time, the heart is revived, and till the help arrives, till 9/11 help arrives, the person starts breathing.
Mm-hmm.
And the chance of survival goes up tremendously. And it has saved many lives. It has saved many lives over the years. I know, because this is my mission. Because as I said, it was like I had found my calling in the cause.
Mm-hmm.
I started speaking to various organizations on the importance of having AED, the importance of having a CPR training, the chest compression, And then I offered the 9/11 Memorial, the Visitor Center, and the museum in New York City the necessary defibrillators free of charge.
Okay.
And as founding member of 9/11 Memorial, I agreed to provide them maintenance for all the life-saving devices in perpetuity. I believe in it so much. I hope my gift will save many, many lives.
Mm-hmm.
And I live by it, and I believe in my cause.
Mm-hmm. And how is this I can't pronounce this. Defibrillator. Is that right? So
No. Defibrillator.
Okay, defibrillator. Okay, so
defibrillator.
Defibrillator. Okay, all right. So okay, or just call it the AED. And how is the AED different from the other devices out there?
There is no other device like an AED. So AED is something when somebody has a sudden cardiac arrest, you see the 9/11 people, the EMTs come and they use this shook on their heart.
Mm-hmm.
You have seen them in movies, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So this is exactly the same thing, but it is in a smaller size, and it is the use for a common person.
Mm-hmm.
You can use it. If somebody has a sudden cardiac arrest, you can be the lifesaver. If you have an AED handy, you can use that little machine, the size of it, smaller than a computer, and you can restart their heart. And if they start breathing, and the heart restarts the heart, you saved a life. Because till the help arrives, the heart has started, and that person is breathing. The person's heart is on, and it's like giving blood to the brain and the vital parts of the body. The person survives.
Mm-hmm.
Because when sudden cardiac arrest happens, there are only few minutes you can save the life of somebody to start the heart. If the heart is not started, because the heart just stops, and it stops providing blood to the vital organs, to the brain, to anywhere. So the person is technically considered like dead. So if the heart is started, and there's a chance of starting the heart within 10 minutes or, so they recommend, every place has it these days. You will see on the airports, you see in the community centers, you see in the offices. I mean, they're everywhere. You should keep an eye open for them, that they're there. And people use it in their houses, they keep it. People keep in their cars, their airplanes, their boats. I mean, this is something which has given a chance to a person to live again.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a great miracle of this century, I would say, that ordinary person can use it, an AED, and save a life.
Mm-hmm. And that's very important. And once again, for those who missed it and just want to make sure how they can get their device and how can they purchase the device and what's the website to purchase or obtain the device?
Oh, they can buy it on aedprofessionals.com.
aedprofessionals.com.
Yes, professionals with an S in the end. aedprofessionals.com.
aedprofessionals.com. Make sure you get it right away and also check out her book as well. We're going to talk about what the girl will do in just a minute. But first, listen to The Mike Wagner Show at themikewagnershow.com, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Look at a professional website without breaking your budget. Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs at below the competition way. Call today at 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960. Or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show. Get 20% off your first project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level. Also, check out the latest novel by well-known award-winning author Mia Motion Z of No Time for Love called Missing, an extraordinary relationship between two ordinary people based on real-life events that go through 4 countries, 2 strangers, and 1 target, where truth is an illusion and the ones you love will be the first to go missing. Check out the book on Amazon and other retailers, available on all formats today. Also, the Mike Wagner Show can be heard on themikewagnershow.com and over 30 podcast platforms, including Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Also on Anchor FM, iTunes, Google Play, Apple, Amazon, and Audible. Coming soon to Podbean, Buzzsprout, Pandora, and TuneIn. Heard worldwide on Geo7, Radio Public, Himalaya, and more. Take the Mike Wagner Show with you on any mobile device. Subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel, and follow the Mike Wagner Show on Instagram and Twitter today. We're here, CEO of the medical device company and the author of What a Girl to Do, Kumari Kanchanji, here on the Mike Wagner Show. And I guess, trying to say all this makes me want to grab the AED right now. I'm getting my wife to order online here. And you have a book called What a Girl to Do When Life Throws a Curveball. And it's not a baseball novel by any means, by any chance. And tell us more about the book and what inspired you to come up with the title, What a Girl to Do When Life Throws a Curveball?
How did it come about, you mean?
Yes.
Well, it is a challenging story, as I had been researching it for quite some time. And what happened was that in my busy life, I never had time to put it down on the paper and never bring it out. So when the COVID pandemic happened, I found some time. So it was because of that I decided one morning that I'm going to just write the story and bring it out to the people, because it's a fascinating story which is inspired by real events, and it happened in India and in the USA.
Mm-hmm.
Would you like to know about the story, or how it does go?
Well, you know something? It's your call. So I'm going to let you choose. So it's your call.
It's fine with me. I'll tell you about the story. All right. So What a Girl to Do When Life Throws a Curveball is a story of a young, emotionally scarred investigative reporter named Zina Aman.
Okay.
This story is based on many actual events, as I mentioned before, and it took place in India and the USA a while ago.
Mm-hmm.
In the story plot, Zina Aman is an attractive, ambitious, award-winning newscaster at a TV network in New Delhi, India, the teeming capital city of more than 20 million people.
Mm-hmm.
Zina is famous for exposing the scandalous misdeeds of celebrities, sports stars, politicians, and others caught up in the news.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't hesitate to go to any length, including bribery, blackmail, or the use of her femme fatale charm to obtain the sensational material for her syndicated TV show.
Mm-hmm.
Not many of her viewers know that this high-living, stellar reporter has risen from sheer poverty through hard work and perseverance.
Mm-hmm.
Nor do they know that deep in her heart, she carries a burning desire to exact revenge from a wicked, wealthy businessman who wronged her family. Because of this evil man, her father was murdered. Her mother lived in poverty. And she herself, at age 16, had to work as a sex slave to earn her livelihood.
Mm-hmm.
A fate she does not want any woman to face, ever. So through a twist of fate, Zina comes to know about a secret that her mother had kept hidden in her closet for over 20 years. She is stunned to discover that her mother worked as the personal administrative assistant for this despicable human being many years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And she has a solid evidence that he is a mobster. Not only that, he is a sexual predator as well.
Oh, boy.
So Zina Aman prepares to expose this doyen of crime. And the story now unfolds like an origami.
Mm-hmm.
The patriarch of the organized crime transfers control of his vast underground empire to his daughter Alicia. Alicia has recently returned from the USA after a bitter divorce from her philanderer husband.
Mm-hmm.
Now, suddenly, all the plans Zina had made go awry in a blink of an eye. Zina Aman feels life has thrown her a curveball again.
That's where you get the term from, throwing a curveball. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, this is not a baseball story, so keep listening, guys, and keep going on. So just want to clarify for our listeners, Kumari. So
Absolutely. So Zina, being a woman and being a Muslim minority, she realizes she has little or no chance of obtaining justice from the nationalist India's biased courts.
Mm-hmm.
However, she is not ready to throw in the towel yet. To exact revenge and punish the wild man who ruined her and her family's life, she decides she will have to take matters into her own hands. She will have to infiltrate the criminal cartel surreptitiously. That may require her to put her life on the line, knowing fully well that she might get caught and end up 6 feet under the ground.
Mm-hmm.
But she's unafraid because she knows she carries the power of the media. And you know that.
Mm-hmm. We've all been there and done that, and some curveballs have been thrown as well, too. So, and of course, this is getting quite interesting, too, and keep building up and building up and building up. And there was one question I did have come up in mind before we resume with your story, and with this whole widespread corruption with the sex trade and the slave trade and everything, and what are the current governments doing about right now? We've been India and the U.S., and what are they currently doing at this time?
They are doing plenty, but there are people who just don't give up. They still keep doing it. There is money to be made in these trades, money to be made in being a trader, money to be made in sex slaving. I mean, this is something which doesn't go away. This has been there for the centuries. And this something is never going to go away. But there are precautions being taken. The women are taken care of. They have taken a lot of precautions because women in India are working now. They're traveling alone now. And they're exposed to everything which men are. And men do take advantage. And these women end up, especially the poor women. This is what the story comes to here. It's about the poor woman in India, which my character has brought it out, that the poor women in India need education. They need to be taken care of. They need to be, told these things that they have, they have to have self-reliance. They have to be able to work and earn their own living. They not get into these bad things. I mean, this education is going on very well. And I am for women empowerment all the way, and I do help. And this story brings out quite a bit of it. I mean, it gets a little rough, but it does reveal a lot.
And of course, we don't want you giving away too much of the stories as well, too. And how do you relate to the main character in the book? What ways are similar and what ways different?
I relate to the character because she has perseverance. She wants to do what she wants to do, and she goes after it. But then she does things in a wrong way, which I never do. I like to move the honest way. If it's less is better, but I like to do honestly. I believe in the Lord and do the right kind of person. But here, this woman has gone through so much. This woman has to take revenge. This woman has to prove herself to herself and her family and for her survival. So her story is a very different story because it's a true story. Well, I shouldn't say it's fictionalized, but there's so many events which propelled me to write this story are just amazing. It's very fascinating how a woman could do something like that. She teaches herself, she goes to journalism school, and she becomes a reporter so that she can take revenge from this guy. I mean, that's a time of sacrifice to start with. And this woman does what she has to do in the man's world, in the cruel world of a mobsters. And it's a very fascinating, intriguing story of this woman as it goes. I mean, it's a long story, but it has a lot of subplots. It's filled with lots of subplots, very interesting characters. They're believable, realistic, entertaining. I mean, there are a lot of thrilling roles. And the billionaire, which I have, he's a mafia boss, of course, in this story. He is like similar to Al Capone. He's like a gangster, American gangster. He is brutal, and all his minions control the poor labor unions ruthlessly for profit. So, I mean, it has so much to offer, this story. It is suffused with love, lust, seduction, humor, struggle, survival. I mean, a little bit of everything for everybody, for every reader, I would say.
And of course, one thing you talk about being a journalist as well, too. Is this based on the traditional journalism going a while back, or is this based on today's journalism based on social media?
It is everything. And it's not a while back. The story is not very old. These things still happen. A lot of journalists are killed in India because of this reason, between the criminals and the police. They are murdered, they are killed because they are trying to investigate. I mean, this is an ongoing process in India. Many, many reporters are killed. Many, many investigative reporters are just disappear. This is the story of life, like anywhere in the world. I mean, the journalists are the enemies because they want to bring out the truth.
And how would you compare the investigative reporting in India to the investigative reporting in the United States?
Reporting of what?
The investigative reporting.
Investigative reporting. India is very cruel. They bring out everything. It's changing a lot. Before they could snub the people, but now there is corruption. There's lots of corruption, but there's a lot of reporting too. They bring out the facts. They bring out, what happens, and there are discussions. People are willing to fight for it. People have rights about it. They want women's rights. So, I mean, these things are happening in India. People are very vocal. It's a democratic country, you're forgetting. And there is 1.6 billion people live there. So, I mean, they are they're educated, most of them. I mean, I would say 1/3 of them. And then there is a mob mentality. If they don't like something, things happen. And the reporters report. Reporters are just, I mean, they're very daring.
And of course, I think about that show, The Sopranos. They always say, forget about it. That's what makes me think. So
it is like that.
Forget about it. Forget about it. And of course, the challenges that you faced, in India, being a corporate world and everything else. What challenges did you face when writing this book?
I faced challenges. It was the investigating and bringing the truth out as much as possible, and not being able to say everything, change the characters, change the names, and make it fictionalized. Like Hemingway said, a good story is at its best when the line between the truth and the fiction remains ambiguous.
Mm-hmm.
So that was my challenge.
Okay. Well, it sounds very challenging. And what's the message you would like for your readers to come away with the book?
I think perseverance pays one, and especially the women in India or anywhere, they must want what they want and work for it, persevere for it. Don't just give up.
Mm-hmm.
I believe in that. And women have done fine. I mean, you can see Oprah Winfrey, what she has done, Golda Meir, our Supreme Court Justice, what she has done. And we have prime ministers. India's prime minister was Indian, if you remember. Women can do what they want to do if they persevere, if they have a spirit. And this woman in my story has an indomitable spirit. She proves it. She proves it in a lot of wrong ways. She goes astray, but she proves it that she is taking the revenge she wants. And life goes on. The story ends in a way that I still have a lot of stuff to tell about it.
Mm-hmm. And of course, you also had mentioned some influence as well, too, like Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg and talk show host Oprah Winfrey. And who are some of your other major influences growing up, along with some of your favorite authors growing up?
Authors have been, I like fiction. I like murder mysteries. I like, I like to read the books in the news. Like I have this Mr. Obama, President Obama's Promised Land. It is on order. I was reading this Michael Wolff's story, which he wrote about the presidency, the extraordinary access to the West Wing he had, and he brought a riveting story about Trump administration. I read that, and what's it called? Wolff, Fire and Fury, about the presidency. It's one of the stories I love. Then I think I just was reading a little bit of his, I've left it in between, Too Much and Never Enough. It's a captivating story about Mary Trump, wrote about her uncle, the President Trump. It portrays the President of the United States in a very negative light, but I think everybody is entitled to their opinions.
Mm-hmm.
So I do read or John Grisham. I love his stories like Firm, Elephant Brief. I've read those. Tom Clancy. And these are stories which are, the novel about the Red October, the Hunt for Red October. They're thrilling stories. And sometimes I've indulged in the old murder mysteries of Agatha Christie. I love those. So I read different kinds of books, finding the time. I just need 48 hours in a day. That's all I need. That's my
But yet the butler did it. I'll tell you.
Right. The butler did it.
And is there anything surprising you learned about yourself when writing the book?
Yeah, sort of. Like I had been kind of researching this book for a long time, and many others, but this was the most fascinating one I had on the top of my list. And when this COVID thing happened, I had more time available, and I started putting it together, not sleeping much at night, just Java Joles and a touch of cognac in it. And
ooh, sounds yummy. I can go for some right now.
So that was yummy. But then I did spend many, many nights, you wouldn't believe it, these last months. And I just sat down and I wanted to finish that story. I put it together. It's almost a 700-page novel. And I think I am proud of myself that I could have the perseverance to sit down, the patience to sit down and finish this thing. I'm so pleased about it because as you open, the plot opens like an origami, it starts and then little things open up in this book, which, will keep you turning the pages. So I'm proud of myself. I think I learned that I have the perseverance. I can do it.
It sounds very amazing. And where can we find your book at?
The book is available in Google. It's available on Amazon. It's available on Barnes & Noble. And a lot of other, I think, bookstores are carrying it too. And my website is, I think it's on. They're putting all together a lot of interviews and things like that. It's called Kanchanji.com.
Kanchanji.com. Okay, we'll head over to that site and we'll find out what's coming up next for the amazing Kumari Kanchanji. But first, listen to The Mike Wagner Show at themikewagnershow.com, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Look at a professional website without breaking your budget. Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs at below the competition way. Call today, 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960. Or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show. Get 20% off your first project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level. Also, check out the latest novel by well-known award-winning author Mia Motion Zia of No Time for Love called Missing, an extraordinary relationship between two ordinary people based on real-life events that go through 4 countries, 2 strangers, and 1 target, where truth is an illusion and the ones you love be the first to go missing. Check out the book on Amazon and other retailers, available on all formats today. Also, the Mike Wagner Show can be heard on themikewagnershow.com and on over 30 podcast platforms, including Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Also, Anchor FM, iTunes, Google Play, Apple, Amazon, Audible. Coming soon to Podbean, Buzzsprout, Pandora, and TuneIn. Heard worldwide on Geo7, Radio Public, Himalaya, and more. Take the Mike Wagner Show on any mobile device. Subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel, and follow the Mike Wagner Show on Instagram and Twitter today. We're here with author Kumari Kanchanji of What a Girl to Do When Life Throws a Curveball here on the Mike Wagner Show. A very amazing story, and you put it so well. Learned a lot from you. And just a few more minutes here, and we'll have to have you back on sometime in 2021 as well. And what can we expect from you next year and beyond, Kumari?
Yes, I am working on some other stuff. I'm working on 2 scripts. One is an espionage story for the Hollywood, and another one is for Bollywood. And I am looking forward to that, because now that I've gotten into writing, and I want you to have my book, What a Girl to Do When Life Throws a Curveball, by Kumari Kanchanji. I dare say it's a sinfully sublime, sinfully true, and partly fiction. As I quoted Hemingway before, he wrote, "A good story is best when the line between truth and fiction remains ambiguous." And this is what the challenge is. It's a story which you would love to read, and it is a page turner. And it's going to be one of the stories of this, well, I would say 2021.
That sounds very, very tantalizing. So looking forward to it. And who do you consider your biggest influence in your career, Kumari?
Biggest influence
in your career, yes.
In my career? I think it's my mother. And my husband, who helped me, because I got married very young, and then I went to school and studied in here, and I just was persevering to do what I wanted to do, and he was my help. He was my backbone. And my mother, she's a royalty, and she persevered. She is a very educated person, a philanthropist, and she always was for women's education, and she opened girls' colleges, and she was somebody who had always told me that education is one thing, and if you want to do something, you have to work for it, and you have to persevere, and you can achieve it. So, I had very good influences growing up, my parents and my husband. It's been work, but it has been very satisfying, the life I wanted, life of hard work, life of achievement. And I am in a great field, saving lives of sudden cardiac arrest victims. And I feel proud of that I'm able to do that and pursue my ambition of doing it, pursue my passion of saving lives. And we do that in our company. And we try to help the people who need it, help them by providing them. And of course, we want everyone to have this life-saving device, an AED, so that they can save their lives. Wherever you get it, I don't mind. I want everyone to have an automated external defibrillator available, something like that. The scourge of sudden cardiac arrest happens, and it happens a lot in our country and every country, because this is, one of the deadliest diseases. Mm-hmm. And the thing is, it can be we can save like 1/3 of the people if we have this machine available to restart the heart before the help comes. Help arrives. I know the ambulance arrives. It takes 10 to 15 minutes. The heart, once it stops beating, might not start again.
Mm-hmm.
And it has, like every minute that passes after the sudden cardiac arrest, it loses a 10% chance of survival.
Mm-hmm.
So just imagine, in 10 minutes, you have, very less chance of survival. And this is something everybody has to know. This is coming from my heart. I believe in the cause that I want to save lives. And there is a personal reason for that. Could I tell you that? My mom had a sudden cardiac arrest and the AED was not available.
Oh,
so
my.
I want people to have this available everywhere where they can reach it within 3 minutes and save a life.
Mm-hmm. And that's very important as well, too. I can think of a second good device to save a life. Your book.
Yes. So name my book.
There you go. And have an AED device and your book. I think that makes a great life-saving gift.
All right. What's the name of my book?
What a Girl to Do. And before we get to more about where to get the book and the AED device, what's the best advice you can give to anybody at this point?
Save lives, be kind, take care of each other, put on your masks, and socializing, stop for some time. Just, this is the only way that we can help everybody. This is our civic duty to wear masks and stay away, keep this social distance so that we don't spread it or we don't get the pandemic of COVID-19. This is my advice. Save lives. We can all help by being there for each other. You're not only saving your own life, you have to save other people's life. This is our duty. This is our civic duty at this time of COVID-19 pandemic. This is a one time in life. Everybody has a chance to do something good. Do something good. Just wear a mask and stay away and don't socialize for some time. Don't have rallies. Don't have parties. Wait, then you have lots of chance to do it, and with your family and with everybody. This is the advice I give. And buy my book because you have time. What a Girl to Do When Life Throws a Curveball by Kumari Kanchanji.
That's right, and it's very important. It's a great life-saving device as well, too, in times of pandemic. Once again, Kumari Kanchanji, author of What a Girl to Do When Life Throws a Curveball on the Mike Wagner Show. Kumari, a very big thank you for your time. You've been absolutely fantastic. Looking forward to having you again soon. Do us a favor, keep us up to date. Love you back on in 2021 and beyond. And before we go, once again, tell us about your upcoming projects. What's your website? How do people contact you? Where can people purchase a book and also your medical device?
Okay. My book is What a Girl to Do When Life Throws a Curveball by Kumari Kanchanji. The book is available on the Amazon. It's available on Google, on the Barnes & Noble and good stores. And my website is kanchanji.com. And it's under development, but it's there, and it has a lot of stuff going on there. And then social media, they are developing it. Good people like you. I'm so busy in saving lives that I have not paid attention to the book part, which I should have. And now I have you to do it.
You're saving my life on this one, I'll tell you that. So
yes, please do buy it, because this is something not very expensive, something which can save a life. You have it in your house. You have it in your office. You have it anywhere. This is called AED, Automated External Defibrillator. And my site is aedprofessionals.com. And you can buy it there. Just tell them Kay sent you. And it's just one of those things that you need it to have it for your, for your satisfaction. Just like you have a fire extinguisher, right?
Mm-hmm. We all do.
Why do you have it? So that you can extinguish the fire, so that your material things are saved.
Mm-hmm.
But this is a life.
Mm-hmm.
Which is the possibility of saving a life.
Mm-hmm.
That it's a possibility that there is, even if there is a 0% chance, you will try it. But they say 1/3 chance of surviving a person's heart and have another life. So AED is a miracle thing, I believe, in this century for common person, for anybody who can use it.
Mm-hmm. And that's very, very, very important. Once again, Kumari, a very big thank you for your time. You've been absolutely great. Looking forward to having you again soon. Do us a favor, keep us up to date. Love you back on in 2021 and beyond. And don't forget to keep in touch, and don't forget to go save lives. We'd love to have you back, and let's make sure we stay alive. We'd love to have you back.
Thank you, Mike. It was a pleasure being here and talking to you. You are just one of the best I've heard. And now I know.
The Mike Wagner Show is powered by Sonic Web Studios. If you're looking to start or upgrade your online presence, visit www.sonicwebstudios.com for all of your online needs. Sonic Web Studios specializes in custom web design, app development, social networking, search engine optimization, domain registration, email marketing, online stores, and more. Since our birth, we have been designing and developing immaculate websites and providing web solutions which are a cut above the rest. As a leading web designing enterprise, we have a team of extremely talented web designers who are well-focused and have the experience of working on multiple web developing platforms such as PHP, Magento, Custom WordPress, and more. Sonic Web Studios has been helping businesses of all kinds, whether big, small, established, or startup, impress their audiences with exemplary web solutions. We don't just create beautiful and functional websites. We give you a complete online solution with the main goal of enhancing your yearly revenues. We aim to give your business the online exposure and brand acknowledgement that will help you in achieving increased conversions leading to profitable sales. Call 1-800-303-3960 or visit us online at www.sonicwebstudios.com to get started today. Mention the Mike Wagner Show and get 20% off your project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level.
Hi, this is Mia Mosinzia, also known as Mia No Time for Love. Check out my latest book, Missing: Extraordinary Relation of Ordinary People Based Upon a Real-Life Relationship, available in print and ebook formats on Amazon. Do read it. I'm sure you'll love it. It's www.miamosinzia.com and www.amazon.com/miamosinzia.
Thanks for listening to The Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. The Mike Wagner Show can be heard on Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, iTunes, YouTube, Anchor FM, Radio Public, and themikewagnershow.com. Please support our program with your donations at themikewagnershow.com. Join us again next time for another great episode of The Mike Wagner Show.